Hello YouTube, it's Rob from Maxwells Grass Cutting Services based in the northeast. I hope everybody's well and having a great day. Today's video, how can you improve your turnover, improve your business? And I've learned the hard way. I did a video recently, if you watch the channel, about how I'm full and I'm not taking any more customers on. I've even took me magnetic signs off, and then if anybody rings me, I have a message pre-typed out on notes on my iPhone, and I just cut and paste it, and it says something like, really sorry, but I'm not taking any more customers, but thank you for getting in touch, good luck. And I said that on one of my recent videos, and one of my subscribers, another YouTuber, Jeff, hello Jeff, from Melbourne, and he's from Maxwells Gardening Services. I'll put a link in the description of Jeff's channel. He's a wise chap and he's been going a long time. He emailed me and said, Rob, to summarize the email, it said, don't stand still, always keep moving forward. And what I took from that email was, don't say you're full and shut up shop. There's always better customers out there. And I got a few other comments saying very similar things. Now in business, I don't know, I feel guilty if I let a customer go. But I also said on a recent video that some days I go out and I come back exhausted, and the daily sort of money I've taken isn't as great as others where I come back feeling quite refreshed. So I started to think about this, and I thought, right, what are my ideal customers? And I wrote a little list, and it's somewhere very close to my home address, no further south than the Angel of the North. I live in Lowfell, no further north than the Tyne Bridge. And a weekly customer, lawn cut and garden maintenance, and a monthly visit during the winter. So you've got a bit of winter work. That would be my ideal customer. And also I would price it quite high. Now, I don't mean ripping anybody off or taking their eyes out, but what I mean is I would price it a good price, because when you're full, you can afford to do that. And it's being smart in business, and we need to be smarter. And I'm sure there's gardeners watching this saying, I need to be smarter, Rob. And I'm not being a clever individual here. I haven't done this until recently. And it's because the feedback from the likes of Jeff and other YouTubers, gardeners, subscribers who have told me this, that it makes you look at yourself and you say, yeah, you have to keep moving forward. So the last few weeks, when people I get messages every day, and I'm sure you do. The sun's shining, it's May, the grass is growing, the shrubs are growing, the hedges are growing, and I'm on Google, website, Facebook, Instagram, all the normal advertising routes which create a lot of interest. And I get asked to provide quotes. Well, instead of sending that message, really sorry, I'm too busy, I say, can I ask where you are in the northeast, please? And if they say Lowfell or the surrounding areas, which is in my sort of tight area I want, I'll say, champion, can you send me a photograph of the garden so you can have a look to say, yes, I'll have a look at that, or no, it's not for me. And there's been loads where they're in the area, but the job's too rough. And I'm not taking on rough gardens, you know, I'm full, so I'd be squeezing somebody in with a view to maybe letting somebody go. Now, I'm gonna get some criticism for that, but you've got to move forward. You cannot just stand still. And there's a few customers, since I put my prices up, they've not been as kind as they should be, and they're on a little bit of a probationary period, and I'm sure you do that. So a lady got in touch, not last week, the week before, and it was just before the weekend, and I was tired, and she said, can you provide me a quote? And I've got to be honest, I usually get back really quickly, but because it was either Thursday or Friday and I was tired, I picked it up that night, and I looked, I went, oh, I responded to that, I should. So I said, sorry for the late response, been a really busy day, busy week, may I ask where you are? And she said, Lowfell. And I said, can I ask where in Lowfell? And she gave me the street. And I thought, that's a very nice street. Can you send me some photographs of your garden, please? And she did. And the garden's lovely. And my first impression was, something wrong here. That looks like a garden has been taking care of that and something's gone wrong. So your spider sensors go up. But I said that I would come out and see the lady, and I did. And I went out, and she didn't have a gardener. Her husband had taken ill recently, and he was unable to look after the garden. And it was something that they take pride in. It was a big part of their life, and they wanted the garden taken care of. So I had a walk round, and I thought, wow, it's lovely. The lawn's nice, the edges are nice, the borders are nice. It's a lovely place to sort of jump into, but very unusual. So I asked her, does she want a weekly cut or a fortnightly cut? Weekly visit, fortnightly. And she said weekly. And I explained that the growing season, approximately, because sometimes I can be too rigid, is mid-March till mid-November, was this last year because of the warm weather. However, that could sort of increase or decrease, weather permitting. And I would do a weekly visit, mow the lawn, trim it, leaf blow, edge the lawn, then tickle the borders, and then trim the shrubs as and when, probably 3 times a year. They need more, they need less. I would do that. And she said, right, sounds really good. I explained that I didn't talk money to the customer, so I'd go away, I'd put a quote together, and I would send it to her. So I sent the quote off, weekly grass cut, waste on site, trimmed, leaf blown, borders kept weed free, shrubs trimmed at least 3 times a year. The price would be X. And I explained that I don't do an hourly rate, but I would imagine that each visit would take approximately 2 hours. Some would be slightly longer, some would be slightly less. However, I do not provide an hourly rate. It's just, this is your price per visit, approximately 34 visits during the gardening season, then monthly during the winter to clear up the leaves and keep the garden looking nice. And then the season will start when the weather allows. And it was a good price. And the lady came straight back. Rob, really nice to meet you. You sound very professional. When can you start? And I was, right. I was taken aback. And I thought, because it was a good price, slightly more than I would have quoted, I don't know. I started thinking, am I too cheap? But I'm really comfortable with the price, and I'm squeezing her in, and she's going to be fitted in the end of this week for the first visit, and I'm looking forward to it. And we'll see how it goes. Now, it means that I'm having to work longer hours slightly, but if this works and everything seems great, but if you're like me, sometimes you think some things are a little bit too great, but we'll see how it goes. And if it works out well, which my gut feeling tells me it will, I might have to let another customer go who's been not as appreciative of the service I've provided since I put the prices up. And that's moving forward. Now, when you first start out, you know, we take any job on, don't we? And they're all over the place. And then as you go on year, you try and zoom in and zone into an area which is tight to where you live, so you're not spending all your time traveling half an hour between each job, because it's not cost effective. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'd like to say thank you to Jeff, and thank you to every other subscriber who said, Rob, don't take your signs off your van, don't stop looking for new work, but look for quality work. And the work I'm looking for is work that is garden maintenance as well as lawn grass cutting, but also gives me a little bit of winter work. And I still love I have a minimum charge of £25. I love the in and out gardens where you're in and out in 20 minutes and the 16, 17 cuts a year. And it is easy, isn't it? And I'm not lazy, I'm a grafter, but sometimes it's about being smarter and working smarter, not working harder. And that will improve my turnover. And I'm sure there's gardeners out here watching this who say, Rob, I've done that, and I went through it. And it takes somebody just to switch the light switch on to make you realise. Going all the way over there, all the way over back here, and sort of thinking, oh, I don't want to put my prices up too much. I'm at a level now. Or, doesn't matter. Be confident that if you lose one customer, another one will come on, a better customer. It's a revolving door running a gardening business, one in, one out. And until you get to that stage where you've got the perfect round, and I don't think anybody's got the perfect round, have they? Because we're dealing with human beings. But no, that was my experience with thinking I'm full, I'm not doing any more, I'm happy, I'm comfortable, and then getting some wise words to say that you're never full, you're never happy, you always keep moving forward until you've got that perfect round. That perfect round doesn't exist, but we're always trying to get it as perfect as possible. And that's what I've done. And I know there's going to be some people say, Rob, you shouldn't let your customers go because it's not being loyal, it'll come and bite you in the backside. And I'm sure there's going to be some negativity, but we run businesses and it's our business. And if that's what we want to do, if we feel that customers aren't being as appreciative as they should be, if a better customer comes along, they get the spot. We're not running a charity, you know. We've got families to look after, and we've got our own welfare to look after. So that's what I've done, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. Why? Because I want to be as busy as I can with as much sort of revenue coming in without being over the top, and feel like I've got really nice customers and take the business into an area where I'm working close to home and I'm not all over the place. And that takes time, but it's where I want to be. Anyway, that's my message today. How to improve the turnover of your business, a jobbing gardener. And this is how I see my way of sort of improving my turnover, is by getting customers that I really want, that are paying a little bit more. And Robbie from Premier Lawns, I'm not sure if Robbie still watches my channel, but he once said on a comment to me, and he sent it to me, and it was really sort of, it stuck in my mind. And it was something on the lines of, not everybody is bothered by the amount of money you're charging. That's not the most important thing. The most important thing to them is the quality service that you deliver. And he's right. You know, not everybody feels that way. You know, we're living in a world where there's, you know, gas and electric prices are going through the roof and everybody's terrified. But there are still people who have a lot of money in the bank and all they want is a quality service. And if that costs a few more pounds, it's water off a duck's back. And it was wise words, so thank you, Robin. And that sort of stuck with me as well, and I need to implement that more so when I'm doing quotes. But thanks very much. I hope this has helped one person, and if it has, well, I'll feel better, and I feel, you know, as if I've achieved my aim. I hope everybody's well and enjoying the dry weather. The grass is it's certainly it's easy to cut when it's nice and dry, isn't it? So you take care, and remember, when the green gold's growing, keep mowing, and I'll see you on the next one. All the best now.